闇を食らい尽くす祖国の森定めの枝は光求め進む手繰り寄せた赤い糸はたがための命綱侵食する開口欲は君の死を追いも狂わせるよ回る永遠を背負い見つめて恐れフィクション脱ぎ捨てたら今この胸に問い錆びゆくエンゲージ絡まれインフィニティ迷い込む青のラブなロークでどれだけ剣を震える魂を譲らずに憂いのモノクロ出口のない空へ混沌が降り注ぐ遥かへそれでも舞い上がれるか答えと引き換えるは未来
In the dim, shadowy reaches of the past, there was a creature known as the Black Beast. Possessing powers beyond the comprehension of mankind, its only desire was the total annihilation of all humanity. Fighting a hopeless battle for survival, mankind was pushed to the brink of extinction. Just as all hope was about to be lost, 6 heroes appeared. They taught the last vestiges of humanity how to harness and control the mystic force of the universe, known as magic. And humans fused it with science, creating what was to become known as Ars Magus. The humans who had the ability to use Ars Magus stood beside the 6 heroes and against the Black Beast. After a series of brutal battles, mankind finally stood victorious. Amongst the survivors, the war came to be known as the First War of Ars Magus, and the 6 brave warriors went down in history as the 6 heroes. After the defeat of the Black Beast, the people rejoiced. But peace did not last for long. From the remains of the Black Beast, a dark mist began to spread outward. In seemingly no time at all, the black mist covered virtually the entire planet. The mist, which became known as Seeker, wreaked havoc on mankind, as prolonged exposure had detrimental effects on the human body. In order to limit their exposure to this deadly poison, humans were forced to construct cities atop towering mountains. These cities became known as hierarchical cities. At the same time, the organization known as the Novus Orbis Librarium was formed for the purpose of managing and controlling the objects known as grimoires, which are required to use Ars Magus. Inevitably, the NOL began to leverage the power afforded to them by their control of these grimoires, and most of the world fell under their jurisdiction. With almost half the world's population decimated by the war against the Black Beast, the remaining survivors began to quickly rebuild their civilization under the watchful eyes of the Novus Orbis librarian. Decades passed since the founding of the Novus Orbis librarian. Within that time, Ars Magus had become an indispensable part of people's lives. However, the use of Ars Magus came with a price, the effects of which depended solely upon the person wielding it. The NOL, having gathered all those who showed a high aptitude for using Ars Magus, were soon accused by the general populace of propagating repression and inequality. Before long, a region under the NOL's control rose in rebellion. Calling themselves the Ikarugoth Federation, they declared their independence from the NOL. This declaration of autonomy did not sit well with the Novus Orbis librarian, and the Second War of Ars Magus began. For the first time in recorded history, humans used Ars Magus against each other as a weapon in battle. Overwhelmed, the victory served to reinforce the NOL's dominance and power over the world. The absolute destruction of the Ikarugoth Federation served as a stark reminder to anyone who even contemplated defying the will of the Novus Orbis librarian. A few years later, someone dared to defy the Novus Orbis librarian and rose up to take on the organization whose political and military dominance were seemingly absolute. Even with an army set to rival any nation, the NOL was powerless to stop this one man from destroying the cauldron that lies deep within NOL's stronghold. The man in question was called Ragnar the Bloody. It was not long before the NOL declared Ragnar the Bloody as an SS-class criminal. With the largest bounty in recorded history put on his head, and wanted posters with his face plastered on every available surface, Ragnar had become the target of a wide variety of different organizations. The most significant of these were the Librarian's Guard, bounty hunters, known as Vigilantes, and Sector 7, who was known for its advanced scientific research and breakthroughs. In addition to these organizations were other individuals, who either coveted Ragnar's power, the world was slowly being transformed by the actions of one rebel. (2199 AD). Ragnar arrived at the NOL headquarters of Kagutsuchi, the 13th hierarchical city. However, several of Ragnar's enemies were already there. NOL 4th Thaumaturgus Squadron Commander Major Jin Kisaragi. One of the 6 heroes, Hakumen, the silver-haired girl, Nu 13. Just as Ragnar thought he had finished as he was plummeting to his doom, Ragnar heard a... Thanks to her actions, the girl's name was Noelle Vermillion. It was the dawn of a new era of mankind. Out in the streets, people were joyously celebrating the start of a new year. However, Ragnar ignored the celebrations. In the destruction of his new
I'm pleased you could make it to this meeting, Rachel Alucard.
I suppose long time no see would be the appropriate response.
In your subjective time, it has been 19,792 hours, 41 minutes, 52...
Correct. For us, it has been 283,875 hours, 18 minutes, 24 seconds.
The difference between our subjective times is irrelevant.
How much of a discrepancy is there right now?
There is an observed 1 in 940,000 deviation from...
Oh, interesting. You're saying almost nothing has changed?
Rachel Alucard, I think it is safe to say that there has been no change whatsoever. Even your hair remains unchanged.
So, nothing has changed. Although the word miracle is not exactly in our vocabulary, wouldn't you agree that your existence itself is a miracle of sort?
Correct. We have, however,
Have you summoned me here simply to tell me that?
Why did you lift Restriction 0, Rachel Alucard?
We wish to know what you are trying to do with the Tsukuyomi unit.
Whatever my intentions for the Tsukuyomi unit, they have nothing to do with you.
Incorrect. Your actions in regard to the Tsukuyomi unit will impact our goals. We are...
Indeed. Your actions do not seem to be entirely logical or even completely rational. Ragna the Blood Edge may be the origin, but he isn't where we should be focusing at this point.
We cannot understand what makes Ragna the Blood Edge so valuable, Rachel Alucard. I assume you are well aware of the value and significance of...
Correct. It is
I do not think his value is something you will ever understand.
We do not wish to...
affirmative.
Select?
Negative. Takamagahara is
Furthermore, once a god has been observed,
affirmative.
and of course, the successor to the Azure, Noel Vermilion, is also governed by...
Which is why, Rachel...
We would like to ask if you wish to become an observer...
Although I very much enjoy...
Rachel Alucard, the outer perimeter is much closer to Takamagahara than you think.
Before you abandon the duty...
Oh? I'm afraid I don't recall the precise amount.
Your response has been recorded and analyzed. We take it your
How unfortunate. I had hoped things...
We have already begun observing.
Then you were responsible for...
Affirmative.
He is really something of a...
As such,
Negative.
Then you...
Nothing.
the world
Affirmative.
The phenomena intervention of the master unit cannot...
Affirmative.
Once again,
Affirmative.
so long as the...
all forms of life return to the world of the Azure.